Martin Emerson out for the year. How did the Browns handle the secondary without him? And now, Greg Newsome, you have your
Yeah.
opportunity to earn a lot of money, young man.
Yeah, I love that you start with that because we know Greg's been talking for years, especially on Twitter and whatnot, about getting the opportunity to play outside and how that's where he thinks he can play that spot and he thinks he can thrive in that spot. And let's face it, that's where money is made as a corner, is as an outside guy. And so he's going to get his chance to do that. He's going to get his chance to prove that he can play out there as an outside corner in a contract year nonetheless. So yes, he could be in line for a major payday. I do think, well, first of all, I do think it's worth saying, like, I feel terrible for Martin because, because he talked to us earlier in the day, out there in Maria yesterday and made it very clear how he talked about how excited he was to, just put last year behind him, a year that he felt like wasn't up to his standard and try to put something better out there this year in a contract year himself. And you could tell he was really embracing that, really looking forward to that. And so to see him go down with this so early on in camp, especially, is brutal. I feel for him. But the Browns, obviously, they can't sit there and cry about it. They have to go out and keep moving forward with knowing there's a season to play, and that's just kind of the life cycle of football. So yeah, like after he was out yesterday, I know, and I think Lance Riesland, who you just had on, talked about this. Like it was Ronnie Hickman who was kind of up first in that slot spot as they ran three safeties. And then later on, you saw them run like some dime, and it was Cameron Mitchell and Ronnie Hickman. And I think that was similar today, where you saw a lot of Cameron Mitchell and then the three safety look. And I honestly think that's how they kind of fill that slot void, that nickel corner void. If they're moving Greg Newsome outside, like we're all anticipating, I think it becomes kind of like a by committee thing where sometimes you're going to bring a safety down, sometimes you're going to use Cameron Mitchell, sometimes it'll be a little bit of both. So that's kind of my guess on how they handle that. But what I think is interesting too is with Martin Emerson Jr. Suffering this injury, it means there's now a roster spot available, right? Like for maybe another corner that maybe didn't know if he was going to make the team, or perhaps you keep five safeties if you're going to do more of the three safety looks. So we'll see how they sort of handle that when we get to roster cutdown day. But yeah, certainly an opportunity created here with the unfortunate injury to Martin Emerson Jr.